Hi, beautiful. Welcome to EBINOTTI Official. I am EBINOTTI, and today we are doing the full moon readings. Oh my gosh, is it really the full moon already? It is indeed. So, full moon is currently in Leo. If you don't know and you're new around here, we read the moon cycles, okay? And we break it down with the elements and the zodiacs. This is going to be the first round, getting all 12 zodiacs up for this moon cycle. So make sure you're subscribed and following in all the right places to get all of those readings, okay? Turn your notification bells on so that you're notified every single time a new reading gets uploaded. It's going to be a very exciting moon cycle this way around, and that's kind of the first downloaded message coming in is Leo. You know, the full moon Leo. This isn't Leo season. This isn't new moon vibes. Okay, this is the full culmination of whatever began 6 months ago in the opening with new moon Leo. And here we get the full amplification of it. So the entire zodiac, that means all of us within the collective, under this moon will be affected by it one way, and anybody that started something 6 months ago with the opening of the new moon in Leo will be affected by it a different way, okay? So if you don't follow the moon cycles, or even outside of the spiritual, I'm like getting shoved into the logical, reality driven third dimension right now, like pretty strong with Leo. So Leo, being a fire sign, can go either way. It can be very ethereal in the spiritual, working with magic, and it can be very logical and mathematics driven. I'm hearing mathematics driven. Yes. So people are different, you know. 6 months ago with the opening of the new moon, you might think, well, I don't follow the moon cycles. I haven't been doing anything spiritual. But 6 months ago in Leo season, you started a new project, or you changed your path for yourself, meaning you decided you wanted to get some education, or you decided you wanted to build something, do something, do or be something 6 months ago back in Leo season, and here's the culmination of it regardless, okay? So it doesn't have to be spiritual. It's just a calendar. We read the lunar calendar with the moon cycles. As divine feminines, it is our celestial body here in the third dimension. The 3D realm, it is our celestial body. Okay, the sun is a masculine energy, the moon is a feminine energy. That's why we read it that way. We're not going to get into all the calendar mumbo jumbo today, because again, we're being sort of shoved into the logical with this Leo energy coming in today. So I'm really enjoying that. If you can't tell by looking at me, it's a full moon kind of energy around here. So I'm in my cozies. I hope you've got something comfy on. Get yourself nice and cozy as we get into this reading today. We are opening the full moon Leo with the ether element. So this is the ethers, okay? The fifth dimension, if you will. We're going to take it up out of the third dimension into the fifth, where we can pull some of that information down back out, okay? And bring it into the third dimension to help us out, because right now, one way or another, I bet you need it. So within the chakra system, we talk a lot about alignment out here, getting aligned so we can activate power, energy, gifts, whatever you need to activate. And today the alignment's feeling a little choppy. So we're going to take it easy. We're going to make it a cozy vibe, and we're going to face whatever comes up under this energy. And we're going to do it together, because why the heck not? Okay, why the heck not? Okay, cheers to you if you're having some sips. I'm drinking a Nescafe, sweet and creamy. I've been on this trip for a while now. Cheers to you if you're on your coffee game pretty hard this morning, or whenever you're watching this. We're going to hold on to that as well while we pick out our oracle cards for today. So if you're unfamiliar, we pull some oracle cards and then we get into the tarot. Any information that you need from me is likely listed down in the description box, including my deck collection and contact information if you want to get a personal reading or check out what other offers we have here at EBINOTTI, okay? If you missed it as well, it is 50% off all tarot related products right now. That's personal readings, birth charts, etc. All of the readings are 50% off for the rest of the winter, right up until my birthday on March 9th. And then for the last 2 weeks of winter before we get the spring equinox, we're going to do something a little special, okay? So if you were thinking about a personal reading, now's a great time for the discount. Make sure you start that conversation just by sending me a message, and I will send you the price list and all that good stuff to get you booked in. Okay, I'm trying to decide on our oracle cards here, and I don't have anything yet, so we're gonna have another sip. Cheers. Let's talk about Leo energy for a second before we get into the cards. We've got some more downloads to discuss, obviously, so trigger warning. If you don't know, we smoke, we swear, we do adult things around here, so welcome. Leo. Okay, full moon Leo. Full moons are an amplification. It is everything that has grown right up until the peak, and then from there it can be maintained, it can plateau, but it cannot go anymore in that amplification. It is the full culmination of something, okay? And with Leo, you get the lion, king of the jungle energy, heavy fire, heavy, and it's a beautiful fire energy. Excuse me. Leo, being the middle child, has some beautiful, fun, exciting energy to come in for us. It also entails us to face a little bit of shadow work. The lion is, the symbol and representation of courage and bravery, which means facing our fears, which means shadow work, taming the inner beast, collaborating, you know what I mean, with the shadow and the light side to face our fears, push through the hard times, not give up, not be discouraged. So tapping into courage. There's a lot of shadow work to be done. And for some of the collective, I feel that they are being called to do that work. So we can support that for you if you are doing shadow work right now, okay? It's pretty heavy stuff. A lot of people right now in the community, I'm guessing, are on the softer side of shadow work. So they're not doing it alone. They're doing it within groups and communities and healing together. And there are a few of us who are really doing our personal journey right now. So if you're solo dolo, just know we haven't forgotten you. We see you, and we are fully supporting your adventure or whatever you've got going on right now. And for a lot of us, we are tapping into community vibes. Okay, even just the three, that trifecta energy, the three established pillars of the first stage of power with the pyramid coming in really, really strong. I'm being called to look at all the towers on the altar, which are these, the points they call them if you buy crystals. It's a nice chunky piece of smoky quartz, is really calling. And I have quite a few of these towers on the altar. Also, if you've been watching the readings for a while with the moon cycles, you know the tower is a card that we have seen quite a bit. So a tower is a big chunky energy within the tarot cards, and we have seen that energy a bit. So nobody's more capable of facing down the dark or the darkness within them, the darkness in the world, war, than Leo, okay? As an energy, Leo does that very well. So as the reader, as the one guiding us through this reading, I'm very happy to hear that for us. Where and when we are being called to war, we are capable warriors. It's not our first time. Okay, so there's an energy of being weathered, a weathered warrior, and very capable. We are in our older years. I had the word and then it was like poof, gone. So the mentality is a little slippy. Meaning it's still a little cloudy within the mental space. The mind is still a little bit tired, a little bit drained. So from the last moon cycle that we read, new moon Aquarius, we are in Aquarius season, and Aquarius and Leo are polarities, which is why it's full moon Leo. Okay, so you can go back to the air element or focus, even check out the air element in this series if you're having any trouble within the mental space, or if you're really trying to clean that up or get some work done in the upper chakras from the throat to the third eye and stuff. You can go back, or you can check out air within this series. Okay, either way, I do think it's going to be relevant as my eyes start to get real squinty. Also, I made the executive decision not to turn off the fan before we hit record because I needed the air to be moving around me. There was a sort of very stagnant energy as I sat down for us to get into this reading, very stagnant energy to the point where it was a little bit uncomfortable, and I had to do a couple of ritual things for myself to get ready for this. So if you're feeling stagnant energy, get things moving around you in any way that you can, especially with something like air, fire, of course, being relevant. I lit a candle for us on the altar that now I'm feeling the need to show. Here it is. If you don't know about my little candles, I make candles and stuff for us, and occasionally often they end up on the altar with us. And this is one that's been in my family for a very long time. This glass is a punch glass from a big set for 4 generations of Portuguese women, okay? So it's a special little crystal in and of itself. Also, I'm seeing energy work and hearing about energy work for the collective, so make sure you're getting your work done, and that's chores, exercise and diet, whatever you're doing to feed the body. Even if you're not doing your best right now, put in the effort in these arenas if you're being called to do so. Chores, cleaning the house, making the bed, things for yourself that they might not be exciting, but they're necessary. Exercise, food, water, okay? Those simple rituals to keep things fresh and keep things going are going to be very, very helpful under Leo. I got up, I made my bed this morning. I put something on even fresh, even though I haven't bathed yet. I showered before bed last night. So if you're not perfect, you don't have to be. You just have to keep moving, okay? Keep moving, keep doing the chores, keep getting the housekeeping and all those things done. Chores. I keep just hearing chores. Yes, keep getting the chores done, the to-do list done, the grocery shopping, the cooking from scratch. A lot of people learning to cook for the first time, or going back to the old love of cooking from scratch as opposed to always grabbing something on the go. Convenience. We're going to stop under this energy, big message coming in. We're going to stop making the best parts of life only convenience, only to go, only on the go, okay? The fast food industry, if it's up to me, it would die today, okay? Not because of our convenience. I love the convenience. I even love the event of being able to grab something with my friends and hit the road and go sit by the river or the ocean with our little coffee and our little snacks. I love that for us. But if that's the case, bring back the picnic, okay? Bring back the little picnic basket and the to-go mugs, and let's do this for our people in the best way that we can. So I like that. We are stepping away from quick access things, quick satisfaction things, and getting into the deeper, more satisfying things, like when you put in the energy to, cook your meal or clean your house. That's the spiritual work, okay? And then the payments come in kind. So I like that in a couple different ways. We're communing in a more authentic way. We don't want it fast and we don't want it fake. And the same thing with bringing in spiritual escrow. We're going to call that cash, money, dollars. But your resources that you want to attract right now could be absolutely anything, health, wealth, or anything in the material realm. We're doing that in a spiritual way now by giving to our home, ourselves, and our people, so that we can receive our true wealth, okay? There's something really authentic being lined up here. And that's perfect, because if you missed it, authenticity is the word of the year. 2025, authenticity is our word, okay? That being said, it's time. We are going to pick out our cards. First deck, we're going to use the Return of Spirit Oracle by Cheryl Lee Harnish, our Miss Cheryl Lee Harnish. Poor thing, if she ever watches one of my readings, just happens across them, she's going to be like, who is this girl? Because she doesn't know me, but we sure do know her, don't we? We love her cards, even her content. If you're looking for another reader, I highly recommend somebody like Cheryl Lee Harnish. She's got all kinds of fun content out there. Even if you're into the conspiracy world, you might be able to find her in some fun stuff as well. So we're giving credit to others right now as well. We're shouting out and lifting up. That's the word I was looking for. We're lifting up others right now, and I love that for us. As the next deck calls our second oracle deck for the reading, and it's been one we haven't seen in a while, but we sure do know this deck, don't we? The Goddess Oracle as well. We're going to tap into the divine feminine, the goddesses, the aunties. Goddesses are feeling a lot like auntie energy, and I'm digging that. Okay, and then we'll pick out tarot afterwards. So cheers to you on this beautiful sunny day. We are in northwestern British Columbia, Canada. It's where we're located. If you didn't know, cheers to you. Drop it in the comment section if you feel like it. Where are you watching from? Where you at? Right now we have blue skies from mountain peak to mountain peak across the sky, baby. It is beautiful. I don't see a single cloud out there except for some little dusty looking ones, and that's it. It is cold. It is very, very cold up here, probably minus 15, minus 20 if there's wind today. But we're inside and we're enjoying the sunshine and we're letting it feed and nurture us as nature shows us the end of its cycle, okay? Before it starts up fresh in the spring, which a lot of us are already prepping. 15:15 on the clock, as I said it, breaking down to a 6:6, okay? So we're already prepping, getting ready for seeding. Some of us garden and we're getting ready to do all our seeds, or we're doing them now so that we're getting ready to plant them when the time is right. The final frost date is coming, excuse me, depending where you are. Excuse me. So there's a lot of prep work right now. Okay, and some of us are still in recovery, we're still healing, we're still bringing it all the way down to stillness so that healing can happen. For others of us, we got our stillness and our alignment, and we're getting ready, pumping up that alignment so that we can activate, okay? When the time comes, bang, we're ready to go. We are prepared. Just waiting for the green light, the thumbs up to get started. Okay. Let's get into this today. Thank you for being here today and doing the work that you do on you. You know we love you for it. And whether you believe it or not, you have a big impact every time you sit down and you do this work with yourself, for yourself, okay? We support that for you. So love you so much and thank you for the work that you do. I think that's pretty much it for housekeeping. Again, contact information if you're interested in any of the offers from EBINOTTI is down in the description box. Make sure you check that out. We're having a lot of fun over on the beauty channel. If you didn't know, I have a beauty channel here on YouTube for you as well, where as Divine Feminines, we come and we inspire each other and we share tips and tricks and all the good stuff. So check out EBINOTTIbeauty here on YouTube or Instagram as well if you are interested, okay? We're trying to do a new thing where we go live every Sunday and we do a soul session together. We struggled on the private group on Facebook to go live, so we moved over to Instagram with that. So it's just a big open forum. Come one, come all, fuck it kind of energy. So make sure you check out EBINOTTI on Instagram if you want to get a free card and stop in for a soul session with us every Sunday afternoon, about 3-4 o'clock, okay? Pacific Standard Time. That's EBINOTTI on Instagram for a free card pull. Every Sunday we can check in together, okay? You just have to be subscribed here on YouTube and you can get yourself a free card. EBINOTTI on Facebook is a little bit more interesting. There is a private group and I share a whole bunch of content from astrologers and other readers, other divine feminines and masculines that are doing the workout here. So if you're looking for more within the community, check out EBINOTTI on Facebook, okay? The page is really fun and there's all kinds of links there to people that I think are fantastic. Okay. It's a weird vibe today, my friends. It is a weird vibe today. Leo doesn't know if it's coming or going. And with a full moon, Leo, full moons, you're always going to get shadow work if there's any to be done. So we'll just keep stating that until we don't feel the need to do that anymore. But for the majority, I'm feeling that this full moon, Leo, is more uncomfortable than it is stable, okay? So uncomfortable is okay. Uncomfortable means at least we're not in our comfort zone, which means stagnancy is not an issue. Fear looping, so getting yourself stuck, self-sabotaging, or being sabotaged is not an issue, and that's good. Confusion is just wanting to move and not knowing where, wanting to, having desire and not knowing how, when, who, what, where. Not really too big a deal, but we'll see what comes up. So bottom of the deck to get us started as our theme while we shuffle up, manifest. Look at that beautiful, beautiful imagery. I love these cards because it's all sacred geometry intuited by the author and the artist behind this deck. Manifesting is a very powerful energy to begin with, especially under a full moon, and especially when that full moon is in Leo, okay? So manifesting, using the fire center of the body to be very, very clear with our desires, okay, and be as healthy as we can. So we want those desires to be active from a balanced place, not from a desperate one or a fearful one or any other kind of imbalance. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath as we settle in together. Ooh, and we got our card. And on the bottom, I can't see the card. But on the bottom, this is going to stay face up for us while we pull all the rest of our cards on the altar. This is now the theme for the reading. Fearless. It's a fearless. You feel the wings kind of energy coming off of here. Some of us might be acquiring wings for the first time or acquiring these wings. The fearless warrior energy, that is true, you know, king shit, I just heard. Yes, when we're reading Leo, you always get that king of the jungle, lion kind of energy, and this is some king shit right here, because fearlessness is always called. It's rarely something that isn't spiritual. Okay, so in any way, if you're struggling right now and facing fears down and you're not sure if you're doing it successfully, there's the sign that, yep, it's more than successful, it's destiny. Okay, this is whatever you're facing right now that's really pushing you to the breaking point, and challenging you within the realm of fears. This is a spiritual lesson that you're learning, or there is growth here to be had on the other side of that fear. So this is the energy of not staying in your comfort zone, stepping outside of it, but not doing it out of desperation. Okay, this is authentic alignment, and that feels very different than temptation, distraction, anything to get you off, okay, of your spiritual game. So you'll know the difference, because real intuition is a little bit uncomfortable, and temptation and all that stuff that comes from the dark side always makes you feel so good, like a drug. There's a falseness to it. Okay, this is a beautiful alignment to your true spiritual path, which means it's going to be uncomfortable. That's how you know you're on the right path. Of course, that's how it goes, isn't it? And our card now for the reading, knowledge. Look at the crown chakra here, just getting blasted on. Okay, so if you've been having headaches, pressure, anything within the forehead, the third eye, or the sinuses, especially coming up from the crown. If you've been focused on your hair, thinking about coloring your hair, wanting to do something with your hair, this is the vibe. Okay, so not going to be surprised if friends come and they're chopping their hair off, they're doing extreme transformations in the upper chakras. Okay, because that's what this energy is. Knowledge, this is sacred knowledge. This is universal knowledge, I just heard. So coming in from the great mama universe. Okay, that's beautiful. And then Father God, the masculine and feminine within our realm, you know, that is our God, that combination coming in and having some conversations with us. So that's really beautiful. We're learning here in a big way from the originals. I just heard the originals. Okay, so that's going to be very unique for each of us, because we are all spiritual warriors. We have spiritual bloodlines that have missions and things to overcome, things to accomplish. That's really beautiful. So we're going to be learning a lot here. Spiritual lessons. The challenge is fear with that message. Okay, we saw fearless and knowledge together. The challenge is fearlessness. You don't want to be afraid of the information, and you don't want to shut down within the mental space because you're hearing or learning things that you're not ready to hear. Trust me, if you're learning them and you're hearing them, you're ready. And the fear and suffering that comes from learning things you don't necessarily want to know can be very heavy. So make sure you're giving yourself time and grace to adjust. There's an adjustment period here for some of us that's pretty serious. Okay, so leaning into all of the feminines or any kind of nurtured, supportive energy that can kind of take care of you while you're going through some of these upgrades within the crown chakra. Okay, that's not an easy one. If you look at this energy here, it's almost like a light body laying down with the wings coming up and around, and that's like a surgical position, you know, that's like under a surgical, like you are put out for this. Okay, so making sure that you're taking care of yourself and finding others that can take care of you while you're going through this, or allowing. For a lot of divine feminines in this era or this timeline, it's very difficult to allow somebody to take care of them. So that's the message. If that's for you, you already know that you need to allow it, because there are people, and suffering is not part of it for you, not that kind of suffering anyways. You don't need to suffer beyond what is just the lesson, okay? Okay, and the Goddess Oracle, let's see what we get on the bottom as we cut these cards. Oh, Sedna with victim. Okay, so You know, the divine feminine in all of the cosmos since the beginning of time is the only one who can justify this energy. If you see the Great Mother here and the depths of these waters, and this is a very cosmic kind of healing energy, which Sedna as the victim doesn't always come in as, but it's feeling very empowered as opposed to broken. So that's a beautiful thing. That's doing more than being a victim. That's sort of having a bird's eye view or the big picture behind that, which is really beautiful. It's feeling very whole. What else is that feeling? There's the depths of the waters in that imagery really speaks on the subconscious and what is needed here from the divine feminine to continue. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, because we got our card for the reading, we actually got two. We get Sophia with wisdom, okay? So wings is a big theme here. There's big upgrades coming in the spiritual realm. If you don't know what wings are, they are gifts, they are rewards. They always have an ability attached to them. Each color of wing, each feather, style of wing, okay? These wings have different things attached to them that you have accomplished. So this is the first set of wings for some, because we saw it in white in both. Heavy white energy in both, okay? But the blues and the purples within Fearless, and then this heavy green coming out of the crown. We know this isn't a first time for a lot of us, so stepping it up within the spiritual realm, okay? And really tapping into some of the original, I get the original again, some of the original feminine wisdom. So a lot of us are being called to do our duty now, and it's going to be new and it's going to be fresh, but the only thing new about it is you getting on that path, or you unlocking those gifts and those goals on that level, because this is one of the most ancient feminine, divine feminine energies within the cosmos, okay, is the divine Sophia. So I'm loving that for us. Let's see what our cards are here. We got Baba Yaga, Wild Woman, looking very color synced up with this energy here. So Baba Yaga is going right beside the Knowledge card on this side of the altar. The Wild Woman, the Great Mother, you know, she rides the wind and the lightning, and you know, she's always mixing and molding within her cauldron. So she's a very active, you see all that fire energy with the orange, yellow, and red. It couldn't be any more perfect for full moon Leo. I mean, if it's gonna go to shit, this is the kind of energy you want to have behind you. This is the kind of wisdom, right? She's the crone here. So we've got knowledge and wisdom, capable and prepared for what the fuck ever can come against us in the third realm, the spiritual realm. This is an energy of a goddess that is very capable of fighting within the spiritual realm, but she rides the wind and broomsticks and all that crazy shit within the third dimension, okay? So she's a bit of a, what's it called, can go between. Ooh, Lakshmi on the other side of the altar, looking very separate and different in energy. We get abundance with Lakshmi. She's tits out, she's voluptuous. You know, she's not missing meals. She can cook. You can tell she enjoys them. Beautiful feminine energy, full of prosperity, abundance, wealth, and luck. I just heard luck with Wild Woman on one side here. We get luck and beauty and wealth and abundance, clean, beautiful, flowing waters in this energy. I'm feeling a very strong tie to Sophia with Lakshmi here, so I'm really enjoying that as well. The central parts of the world being called, like the western parts of Asia, I guess, you know, would be what's being called with this energy as well. So all kinds of things, flavors, scents, fabrics, coming up with that energy, and I love that. Especially as feminines, we are highly creative. So underneath Sophia, I had to say it because I saw it, bast with play, okay? Bast coming up as the masculine bast here, which is really beautiful with play. So there's a mother and child energy coming through right now, which is really, really strong. It's the safe space a child has to play freely okay, with the abundance and the wild woman. It might be war tomorrow, but today we are safe, we are nourished, we have everything we need, we have family, there's even laughter, okay? So innocence, purity, laughter, I like that. And the wild woman here just keeps, look, I can't even hardly do the reading because the energy of that smile and everything on her face, it's just too beautiful. So the bloodline and the ancestors coming through in a really strong way here. Even some of my people just showed up and they were just like, hey, fucking hey, man. Because the connection from the ethers, and I said, we're going to go to the fifth dimension. Here it is, you know, wide open in the crown chakra, fifth dimensional knowledge coming in. And look at the fucking shit-eating grin on her face. Like, yeah, you asked, eh? This is the energy of your great aunt or whatever being like, you fucking asked. You asked to learn how to make it. You asked to come on this adventure. You asked, how did you learn to do it? How did you get so strong, Auntie? And she's like, you want to know? And you're like, yeah. And now it's trial, okay? Now it's trials and all that stuff. You know, there's a military aspect to this. It's like you just signed up, okay? And training starts today. So really beautiful energy of gearing up and not having the slightest fucking clue what's coming, but you sure did sign up, didn't you? Again, Sophia coming through. You might not know what brought you here. She's looking very youthful, very maiden in this energy. So you might not know why you're on the path you're on. You damn sure know that you should be. But now you're nervous. You got those jitters and that excitement, and fearless is what you're trying to be right now as you wait. You know, there's an alignment to abundance and luck and beauty here where you just know it's yours. Okay, you know that what you want is on the other side of this thing, and that's really beautiful. So we support that for you. And you're knowing, you know, and you know, and you know. And that's the kind of knowledge that this is talking about, because you can't mistake that frequency. That is a frequency that is unmistakable, okay? Okay. Let's put her up there. It's time to get into the tarot. No, they need to go together, don't they? What is our tarot deck? Nothing is calling. Nothing is calling. Okay, and now the Tarot of the Familiars calls. It's a bit of a go-to deck for me, so I always try to give it a second. Tarot of the Familiars. But since we saw Bast out here, and this is a very cat-heavy deck, this is the one today, okay? So a little bit of healing energy coming in from the pets and the familiars that you have around you in the spiritual realm as well as the physical. Coming in and sharing that they want to support and they want to help, and some of them even have knowledge and gifts for you. I don't mean like a rat, you know, that they killed. I mean like gifts, spiritual stuff. So there's going to be some interesting sharing amongst animals and the animal spirit kingdom coming in for us, which is really nice. Make sure you're spending the time you're called to spend with nature or the animal kingdom if you're called. Okay, I'm going to try and stop. Just keep the tension in my brow, in my third eye it's a little tight. So we want to make sure we're keeping our eyes open and clean here, meaning we're not lying to ourselves right now, and we're trying not to look away either, okay? Even when it's hard and even when it hurts, trying to keep our eyes open and focused, even when it's difficult. Lots of messages coming in with that one actually, but I don't want to go take that one too far because there's no cards with it, and it's a specific message for some or many in the collective. So we'll see if it's, you know, part of the reading. It'll come up for the reading, okay? But I do feel that one being pretty heavy within the eyes and what we're seeing and what's true and what's been difficult to see. Okay, it's a very harsh world sometimes. So Sophia just teaching us that we can be fearless and we can be pure no matter how crazy and fiery things get around us. Baba Yaga is very capable of riding the wind, okay? And just jumping the broom. She jumps her broomstick and gets out of there right quick if she needs to. Okay, here we go. The Tarot of the Familiars. Bottom of the deck to get us started. Fuck, the Ten of Swords. It's heavy. Woo, it's heavy. So again, then my chest just got heavy, and even in my back chest, it's got so heavy. So 10 of Swords is the end, and it's already ending, even though we might have final, you know, things to do at the end of any cycle. But a 10 is the completion and opening. It's feeling very janky with the time though, so there's a lot of overlap here on the close and open of this cycle. Full moon Leo, the ether element for the collective, please. Let us see what we get for the tarot. Heavy ending of cycles, okay? And it's something that you're involved with, being minor arcana. It's something you're gonna, you know, be able to speed up or slow down based on what, you know, you're feeling, thinking, and doing. First card out now for the reading, the 5 of Earth, 5 of Pentacles, but the 5, which is a shifting energy. This is the change. It was a change that you chose. It was a change that you desired, especially within the earthly realm. Not surprising this time of year, after the holidays and the beginning of the, we'll take that one because the cards are just doing much. 9 of Wands, the second card out, talking about how wounded this warrior really is and the exhaustion and the level that you feel, but it is duty. It is by choice. The ending that you're going through here is likely within your career field, or something to do with your finances. It could even be a home, where we finally get round the top of the wheel and we think to ourselves right before we fall down, whoosh, the other side, can this please be the last time? And that's the request here, okay? We're shifting, but we're not shifting away, just running away from our problems here. If there are problems, we are part of them. We are, I don't want to say creating our problems, but refusing to settle and make something comfortable that is clearly in flux, okay? Clearly shifting, because it needs to. So this is very faith-based. This type of knowledge is more intuitive than it is fact-based, okay? So this is more a spiritual challenge than it is a logical one. Okay, the 5 of Pentacles really telling us that we are lacking here, we are in need here, and we are fucking tired, because this isn't the first time around that we've been lacking and in need here. This has been going on and on and on. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, with this time of year, a lot of people are tapped out in their resources or deciding to make decisions for the year ahead, that they want to hit goals with the year ahead. So for some of us, doing our yearly reset and finally finishing that process, because it's a little late in the game to be starting, let's say, you know, New Year's resolutions. It's like it's mid-February though, like, you know, full moon Leo, it's like we're way behind here. Even though that's kind of the feeling, it's also our first 2 cards in a 5-card spread. So this is past energy, depending how the timeline comes out. So still struggling in this arena. A lot of us have gotten this energy sort of out of the way, and we're coming out the other side of it, but still needing to support the collective and what they're going through, okay? Because this is not an easy shift for any of us, and it is into alignment. This is a shift for alignment, okay? So if things are ending, it's so that they can improve. And we can get true wealth, true abundance, true wisdom, Sophia and Lakshmi, okay? We got a bunch of cards, so I want to see them as I saw him poking the bottom. Central energy, major arcana number 4, divine masculine energy with the Emperor, okay? Nobody's more capable of taking care of shit than the Emperor. This is Aries energy, but it's still divine masculine, and under full moon Leo, this is the kind of energy you need. This is the king of all 4 kings of the earthly realm. Okay, so he rules kings. Kings rule kingdoms. The Emperor rules other kings. Okay, so this is a status thing we got here. Status, I just heard, which is great, because with Sophia, I mean, look at the divine counterpart kind of energy going on here. Sophia with all of her divine feminine wisdom, and the Emperor in the earthly realm relaying it. Okay, this is like a man with a good mother, who loves his mother, or loves, you know, the feminine within himself, or his wife, his feminine. Okay, there's a really beautiful alignment here of the divine masculine and feminine that we cannot ignore. And if you remember, under Sophia, we had Bast with wisdom and play, the 2 of them together. So this is that kind of fire energy here, coming off the 9 of Wands. might be exhausted, but very capable. This is not going to be the end of you, or you're not going to lose anything here that you weren't without all your wisdom and understanding, that you wouldn't give up willingly. So if you are losing anything, Five of Pentacles kind of energy, you're losing people, you're being outcast, you're the black sheep still, you still don't have your finances sorted, you still haven't found your dream job or your career, there's an alignment that's out of balance here. This is the most capable energy you can imagine being in to deal with that, okay? So central energy tells me very much so that not only are you good, you're actually on path. So it might look really scary or really bad right now from your perspective, but the message is clear, okay? That this is for your greatest good, and it's for something you asked for. Pentacles is always something that we desire, you know, or something that is destined for us. Fourth card out, Seven of Pentacles, more Pentacles energy, and fifth card out, the Six of Swords. We have a 5, 6, 7 energy out here on the board. Let's talk about it. Seven of Pentacles after the Emperor is our central energy, the fourth card out. It's about patience. It's about understanding that the hard work that you put in was not wasted. And if it was wasted, there'll be the opportunity to pivot. So, you know, you continue because you made the decision to commit to something in the past. And that's why you continue on that path. And then the Six of Swords to finish this out says that it has been extremely difficult up until this point. And that smooth sailing and the time to rest and the companionship possibly that's needed to evict yourself from a situation, I just heard, fascinating, to move on. You're not alone. You are supported, or at least you have exactly what you need to move through a situation. So where patience is not what you're called to do and you get a chance to move, this could be traveling, changing careers, changing locations on the globe, going on like an adventure or an event with others, and learning something that was needed to transition. So the things that people say to us that affect us and influence us, regardless of them being significant in our lives, could be something you hear in a song or on TV. It could be something you hear in a restaurant. You're not even sitting with the person who said it. They're at a different table. So you don't have to look for this kind of clarity. This kind of clarity is given to you, but you do have to interact with it, okay? Minor Arcana really does mean this is an interaction kind of thing. So you do get to make choices. You do get to, you know, to some extent, you don't get to steer the ship that you end up in here, taking you to calm waters, but you did tell them you bought a ticket for a specific location, okay? So it's very collaborative and surrender. And the Emperor does surrender very well. It's a divine masculine energy that kind of knows when it's time to push and when it's time to sit back a little bit and be a little bit more passive. So we're learning here. Everything's minor arcana except for the Emperor, which we like because it can be heavy, but it's only heavy because we're involved and we have things to learn, or when we resist things, they get more difficult. Okay, so making sure we're interacting in our life, in our, ooh, they were going everywhere. We got a few. Let's see here. 2 up, 1 down, meaning I can see 2 of them and 1 I can't. So first clarifier, under the 5 of Pentacles, we get the Page of Swords. Messengers, messengers, messengers. We'll talk about it in a second. Wow. Second clarifier, another page, the Page of Wands, the Page of Fire, coming out under the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Fire. Okay, so pretty heavy. Let me just have a look-see at this for one quick sec. I like the twins. We got the babies, the twin babies coming out here, and I do like that, even though, as you can see, the crow and the cat do not look like genetic brother and sister. They're twins nonetheless, so take that message if it resonates for you. Let me look at it like this here. 1 and 2, and they're both on the yes. Okay, so under the 5 of Pentacles, we get the Page of Swords to get us going, which shows that where we are outcast, where we are not fitting in or do not have what others have, we get very clear messages. You see that key there? We get very clear messages that are clearly for us, that the knowledge that we seek is not within these walls anymore. Happens a lot. And it's time to move on, okay? Baba Yaga is a wild woman for a reason. because she's not afraid to make moves, okay? As we get into these 2 fire, look at that. Second row out under the 9 of Wands, we get the Page of Wands. So the messages, the incoming is pretty serious. You're going to be receiving information, resources, pathways, all kinds of things from the outside world, okay? And that's the real message here. You might be too tired to take the call. Hey, do you want to come out for blah, blah, blah? But something in you is kind of calling you. It's her. You see the look on her face there. She's calling, okay? Wants to share something with you, show you something, or you've been asking your ancestors or spirit or, you know, Mama Earth or anything like that for wisdom, and this is the messenger delivering that wisdom to you, showing up here as a page, which can be anybody from the maiden to the crone, okay? Anybody can show up and deliver messages and give you a helping hand. I just heard a helping hand. That's beautiful for so many of us, especially the mother energy, the mother wound can use a little bit of help here. The maiden to mother to crone. So all aspects of the feminine right now are not requiring help, but capable of receiving it. So if you're wanting help in any areas of your life, especially around air, earth, and fire, go to town, okay? That's what this is coming in for you with the 2 pages. 2 pages and an emperor on the board, and the pages are in the clarifiers, so they're underneath. We got 1 more card. It's face down. As our 3rd clarifier under the emperor, we got the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. 8 of Pentacles, a mastering energy. It's a working very, very difficult. It's something that means a lot. It's a strong power number. The 8, being 2 solid foundations of 4 coming together. So you're growing and you're leveling up in a big way to the point where you might even have emperor status, okay? For some of us, the emperor is coming in to collaborate with Sophia, Baba Yaga, and the goddess energy to help you understand how much of this is real for you and bring it into reality. So mastering skill sets, facing people, maybe looking people in the eyes and having difficult conversations for the first time. He communicates really, really well in the earthly realm, which would be 8 of Pentacles, you know, anything around career, money, mastery, taking over as leadership. So passing, you know, the torch, if you will, out of some of these really powerful positions. You might be getting that promotion. You might be taking over as the elder within the family and you're like in your late 20s or something, you know, like, or you're in your 20s. So a lot of energy of transitioning here and leveling up here, whichever way it's going. I feel the collective doing a lot with this energy and we support this for you. So mastery is the energy there. And also acceptance, right? There's a lot of, the 8 of Pentacles is something you interact with because it's something you physically work on. So interacting and mastering to the best of our abilities and accepting the role if it's time to accept the role, okay? Just gonna have a little look-see here. 9 of Wands with the Page of Wands, hey? There's a very supportive energy coming in, like a kindred spirit or somebody very inspiring. It could be somebody very young compared to you, or it could be an animal, you know, the witnessing of something in nature, like an animal, birds playing, whatever, you know, your kitten, anything like that. But there's something really inspiring and really beautiful in there where you're feeling maybe a little bit drained and exhausted, and then you witness this thing and it really kind of lifts you up. So again, a lot of collaboration here. You want to be open to it. You don't have to be open to everything and everyone, okay? If the feeling is, no, I don't want to, roll with that, because this is goddess energy here. Like, you definitely want to trust your own intuition, your own feelings first. But if you feel the call and you're not sure kind of what to do or blah, 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 then I would recommend going with it. Okay, 1 card out. I put the rest back because they were just looking too messy for me. We can't see it. It's face down. I want to get the 1 other card before we get into that as the completion. Our final clarifier. Oh, there it is. And on the bottom of the deck, the 2 of Wands. talking about the vision, talking about the alignment to the spiritual path. Okay, this is what drives you. If you've been feeling fucking drained, you don't have any of the wild woman energy of Baba Yaga and her big fiery fucking cloak and veil and all that stuff. Yeah, don't worry. This is coming in for you as an activation. So we support activation for you in the biggest way. For the rest of us, though, because there are a lot of people that are very active in this, this is, as you can see, the alignment of two energies. So not being alone on this path anymore. You hold the vision, you know the vision strong enough that you can now attract others with this energy, and that's exactly what's happening here. So the more you keep your wings open, the more that you activate halo energy and pump it out, the more others are called to you. This is why we chose authenticity as the word for 2025, because when you are authentic and you push energy out of you, you give creative art things to the world, people see it and they come back to you. Okay, this is learning how to receive with power, not passive receiving. Okay, fire is not passive, it's masculine element, so it's not passive. It spears destiny, literally the spear of destiny. I can see our final clarifier because it fell face up, the 8 of Cups under the final card, the 6 of Swords, and I wanted to show that to you. Before we look at the clarifier under the 7 of Pentacles, which is the 4 of Pentacles, what's shocking and yet amazing to me right now is the lack of major arcana out here. We don't have any major arcana on the board at all. We got a couple of court cards, and well, major arcana, the Emperor, he is major arcana. But even he's feeling very court-like right now. So his duty is low compared to what he normally needs to do, even though for us in the physical realm, his duty is high. Okay, it's like the most work or the most important job on the planet. It's like the kings and who's like the most important person on the planet? The Pope, the Queen, the President, like that kind of shit. Very interesting. Okay, excuse me. Under the 7 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles. So it can be fear-based. A little bit of fear can come in here. 4 is power, no matter which way you slice it, though. So we started with 5 in the earthly realm, which is the transition. It is the change. It is the need for change, the ability to call in change. And sure enough, align or don't align, here come the messages with the pages that we saw underneath. Okay, a lot of movement in the recent past for us. And we're working to keep that alignment and master some things centrally with the Emperor and the 8 of Pentacles. We're mastering, okay? And then we get to this decision-making process, not being quite sure in either the 7 or the 4 of Pentacles, not being quite sure what we're supposed to pick up, put down. The duty is very simple because we started all of this out of willpower. But which is going to produce, it's like you plant seeds and, you know, within a few months you learn which ones worked and which ones didn't despite your efforts. And that's kind of this energy is you've put in your effort. And you're at that point now where you're just not sure because there's no way to know how the chips are going to fall or how this is going to turn out. Within the earthly realm, it's always full moon Leo, reading the ether element. This is a lot of people suffer in January, February with, you know, the upcoming tax season, the just past holiday season, debt, career changes, location changes. We saw a lot of movement energy out here. Even the 6 of Swords is going to tell us if it's time to move, it's time to move. Okay. That's what the vision is really about with the 2 of Wands on the bottom of the deck for us. The vision is what's in your heart song. And that's pretty spiritual and that's pretty deep. So you want to make sure you're taking the time here and brave enough to cut anything that's going to rot anyways. Okay, this is the energy of ripping that whole row of onion out because it got a disease or a pest. And if you don't want to lose everything, then you're going to have to cut your losses here. So however that's working out for the collective, many different ways that could be coming in. Final message for the 6 of Swords, clarified by the 8 of Cups. Both of these are travel. You know, one you choose and the other one you had to. They're both a choice, but the 6 of Swords, it was like from the 5 of Swords, you had to run. And you end up, you know, in a boat, you know, all bundled up and sort of hidden. with all your shit with you, potentially. It can be a pretty heavy and quick escape even. And the Eight of Cups is the spiritual choice. It's the choice to go on a spirit quest to, or at least to accept when you're in this boat after some crazy event or a tragedy or something, to at least accept that this is the right path for you, because you can feel that. Your spirit can feel it. You can feel it in your heart. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is a really difficult alignment for some, and especially under full moon Leo, with this being our central energy, the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. This is a little bit of a difficult transition here that we're going into, because the masculine energy is not the feminine. You know, it's logical and it likes 1 + 1 = 2, where it's comfortable. But this is not what this is, okay? We saw a lot of the goddesses out here talking about Baba Yaga being wild as a woman, and Sophia with all her infinite wisdom, okay, and the bravery of the inner child that is the feminine. We've seen that energy with a couple of pages out here being the feminine youth within the court cards of tarot, okay? So we're really going to tap into our bravery here. Surprisingly, if you ever had kids or you've got young kids or anything, and you see how your kids can make you so brave in a few different ways, it's kind of like that. You want to use the resources spiritually that you have at your disposal to make a transition like this as easy as possible, okay? Because a lot of this you asked for, and the rest of it that you would have never asked for is fated and destined. The Emperor is full of fate, full of destiny, okay? His path is definitely a written in the stars kind of path. So really big destiny here, really big fated events. You're going to have to activate a little bit of the wild woman or the inner child or the eternal wisdom. There are options here for how you want to go about this. So tap into whatever feels comfortable. It doesn't have to be like a stay in your feminine, stay in your higher self. You can do this from anywhere that you want to do this spiritually within the body. So transitioning into whatever feels comfortable. The eights are a really strong, powerful energy, and there's so many synchronicities out here with all the minor arcana, the 2 pages touching, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8 kind of energy, the 2 8s, a lot of mirroring, a lot of stabilization, which tells us that we will be able to recognize this on the path. So you don't have to be afraid, you just have to be brave, okay? And you don't get courage without pushing through fear. So this is a great way to make yourself truly proud of yourself, is to face this and do this in knowing that it's a big lesson, allows you to take it slowly, step by step, and take it as serious as it is for you, because the opportunity to be proud of yourself, to accomplish something really beautiful, to master something really great, is on the other side of this, okay? So give it your good old college best. Give it everything you got. If you've got something going on right now and you want something really strong, or you're ready to make a change in your life, any of those energies, you want to approach this. Bring your A game, baby. Bring your A game, because it will be worth it for you. I'm just checking out. No, that's it, guys. I feel like we could go on and on with this one for a good long while, but we're going to leave that one right there. That is the opening of full moon Leo, okay? This is the ether element. We've still got earth, air, fire, water to go, so we won't linger here too much. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, thank you for doing the work that you do on you. I love you so much, and I will see you in your next reading.